down on my life. I was born in North Carolina, eastern North Carolina near the coast, and studied for the Christian ministry at a very young age. I was preaching and singing Southern gospel music. I was preaching in African American churches at the age of 10 and playing piano for African American gospel quartets on the radio. I played by ear, and so I always did a lot of different kind of sacred music. And I was searching for spiritual truth as long as I can remember. My grandmother tells the story that when my grandfather had his first heart attack, I used to pray for him in the crib. So I've always had this personal relationship with God as long as I can remember. I can't remember not having a personal relationship with God. So I had a scholarship to Duke University when I was 17 years old to be a Christian minister. I did have some difficulties or some struggles with some of the doctrine, mainly the doctrine of the Trinity. And I remember at the age of 12 asking my minister about this and going across to the library and pulling out Encyclopedia Britannica and learning about what the Catholic Church had to say about the Trinity, and coming back and with great joy sharing with him what I had found. I was a minister's nightmare, probably a parent's nightmare as well, because I was a little precocious and above my years. But that doctrinal conflict caused me to leave the church in 1980 and travel to South Africa, where I did anti-apartheid work for 6 years, working with all the major native tribes in South Africa. It was there that I heard the Adhan. I had never heard the Adhan before, which of course is the Muslim call to prayer. I began to meet Muslims in South Africa, but was never invited to go into a masjid or a mosque, as most people would say. And when I came back to the United States in 1986, I met someone and then embraced Islam in 1987. And as soon as I began to read Islamic material, I began to see that this fits together like a hand in a glove. It's like a mathematical exactness and a scientific precision. There's no contradiction here. Of course, you know, like all religions, we had our extremist factions and that kind of thing, but when you study the religion, not what CNN or Fox has to say about it, but when you actually study the religion from its sources, it was just phenomenal. There was not this ambiguity that you find in other religions.
And I believe it could be something good has begun. Oh, peace train sounding loud.